Hangups, man. Hangups. Hangups are what trip us up, man. Well, hangups, baggage is what we carry with us. Hangups have a negative connotation. Hangups are the things we bring into our next relationships, from old relationships, into our next phase or chapter of life that we probably should let go. That old Zen proverb, let go or be dragged. Man, I love that. It's powerful. It's one of my favorite quotes. Because when you really think about that, man, letting go is one of the most challenging things to do in our lives. Letting go of old resentments, letting go of old trauma, letting go of lost loves, letting go of old shame and regret. Hang-ups also, man. You bring that jealous spirit into your next relationship, it's going to fail. You bring that overly fearful business approach from your last failed business or partner that stole from you into your next one, right? And I'm saying too much of it, right? Too much of anything's poison. Remember that. There's a fine razor's edge of wisdom that you can bring into something and make accurate, strategic choices. And then there's also bringing too much baggage and too many hang-ups into a situation. That's not wisdom, right? The wisdom is in knowing the difference of what's old baggage and what's just good information. Solid wisdom to carry with you. Hang-ups. Think about your hang-ups, man. Challenge your old ways of thinking. We have to. If you continue to think and do the same things and operate with that same lens, you're going to keep getting the same shit. It's just how it goes. Man, I got hang-ups, man. Man, I got hang-ups that I have to constantly battle. Right? Hang-ups. Hang-ups can be your old vices, your old desires, right? Things that pull you. And what's the root cause of those things? Those are your hang-ups. Right? What's the root cause? What's that hole you're trying to fill? What's that need you're trying to, that itch you're trying to scratch? That's dangerous and not beneficial for you. Right? These are your hang-ups. Hang-ups are mostly in your way of thinking. That inventory, that honest inventory I talk about, man, it's not just in the physical realm. It's not just, okay, I'm doing this and here's what I have and here's my debts. It's not. It can be part of your inventory and should be. But that self-inventory is often a lot deeper. That self-inventory is, now, what are the things that hold me back, right? That hang me up, that I need to cut away, man, those chains, right? They're dragging weights so you can move freely and climb that next mountain without dragging anchors behind you, right? If you're a man or woman going into a relationship and you're bringing in past insecurities, you're bringing in past jealousies, you're bringing in what somebody else did and projecting it onto this next person. That's a hang-up, man. That's a hang-up. It's going to hang you up from living your beautiful, divine existence that's meant for you. We got to cut away our hang-ups if we want to get fully aligned. Those hang-ups are going to do exactly that, hang you up. So, you got to get clear on what they are. The hang-ups are the root of most of the things, should say, hangups are the root of what causes people to go off track. That's for sure. I work with hundreds, and I've worked with thousands, probably 1,000 and some change, of men and women on calls and Zooms and through the program, and people that get off track. It's old hangups and ways of thinking. Some kind of negative catalyst that threw them off track. If you have gotten correct in your heart and your soul, and you're moving forward free and clear, cutting away that karmic debt of old hangups and baggage, there's not much that's going to throw you off, right? Or there shouldn't be. So get clear on what those things are, right? If you have triggers, man, identify what those triggers are. If your trigger is anger and it causes you to run to the bar and you're mad, and so you run off and into some self-destructive path, which a lot of men do. I've been there, right? You get in a big fight, slam the door, fucking drive the car down the bar. Or for me, drive into Mexico and go to some strip club and fucking show up 2 days later, right? I've been there. That's a hang up, man. Those are triggers that are what are those? I still have more examining to do. It's a never-ending path to really identify, because there's going to be, through your evolution, things that's developed further. As I've began to become more self-aware, spent more time in self-reflection, gotten more honest with myself, man, more shit came up. Man, I'm more, and I don't run off and numb myself, so you're having to deal with more emotions, man. You're having to deal with rises in, jealousies or old angers and flares of the magical chemistry that's within us, right? Those fight or flight endorphins that rage up, and identify all those things. Let's sit with them. If you feel that flare, that chemical flare internal, if somebody says something, or your girlfriend or wife or husband says something and you flare up and you maybe would lash out in emotional response, right? That's not them, that's you. That's not them, that's me. That's a very important piece to all this, is it's always us. Nobody, no external thing can make you feel any way. You choose to. We choose to. It's a massively powerful piece of this existence. Once you own that and understand that, you are a powerful individual. Massive power, massive empowerment. When you understand that nothing external can faze you. Easier said than done, I'll admit. But that's the practice. That's that perfect practice. We practice that perfect day on repetitions, the architect of achievement. Man, you want to achieve that perfect stoic state? Well, you got to practice that perfect repetition of identifying those chemical flares, pulling the emotional response out of it, becoming that third-party observer, a better, again and again and again, and examining it like a scientist with a lab coat. Oh, that's interesting, right? Oh, those are all hangups, man, right? Those are your old ways of thinking that are holding you up from evolving into your best self, right? Hangups are a massively powerful piece to understand. So take the time. And if you're watching this, man, take some time, quiet time. Put the phone down. Man, put a paper down. Write it down. There's a lot of power in writing something down. It also takes a lot of power out of it. Take it out, put in your head, man, these are the things that catch me up. Anger, jealousy, resentment, right? All these things. Identify them. Once you identify them, you can start to understand them. Once you understand them, man, we can control them. Be smart out here.